just slow. You can't really get going. You know you have stuff to do, but you just can't get moving. You can't seem to just get going and be productive and do the things that you need to do. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about just a couple of strategies to get us back into the mood because let's face it, as small business owners, as consultants, as people who are working to bring in additional income into our household, we have tasks that we need to do. We have things that we need to complete. I will tell you, this morning was a really rough morning for me. Even though I knew that I had things to do, for example, I had a 9 o'clock podcast interview. I have a 10:30 podcast interview, and I also have a 12 o'clock podcast interview. And while I was laying in that bed, it was super hard to get up. I was super tired. It may have been because it rained. It was raining and storming last night, and sometimes that will impact you. But what about when it's not raining and storming? What are the strategies that you use to get yourself back into the mood to work, to get yourself back into being productive? What are the things that you do? And if you would please share it in the chat so that some of us can get some new strategies, or maybe some people don't have any strategies. This is oftentimes what leads to procrastination. This is what leads to us quitting, abandoning tasks, jumping from thing to thing because we wake up one day and we just don't feel like doing it. We wake up one day and it's no longer interesting, it's no longer fun, and we figure I'm going to go do something else that is more fun, that's more interesting. Has anybody experienced that? Or is it just me? Because when I woke up this morning, I didn't want to do the things that I needed to do. I still have things that I need to do, but let me tell you what I did to get myself together. You got to have some strategies for success. You got to have some things that you can do that you know will get you back up and moving and get you back where you need to be. One of my foolproof ways to get myself back up and into the game is to create a playlist. Now, hold on. Let me tell you, Forever Teaching says, I hopped on because I've been feeling like this for 2 days now, hopping on to get some strategies. All right, we're going to talk about this and give them a try. Eden Workout says, I get up the first time the alarm goes off. That's a great strategy to actually just get up, put your feet on the ground. And you know, Mel Robbins has the 5 second rule. I actually just went over this with my son. I have a 17-year-old son. He's been doing it all this week and it's actually working. So he will do the alarm 3, 4, 5 times before he actually gets up. And he had been making it to school like 2, 3 minutes late. You're supposed to be there at 8:15. You're getting there at 8:17, which is still tardy. So why don't we make the adjustments that's needed? So Mel Robbins' 5 second rule is when the alarm goes off or when you wake up, instead of lying in the bed, doing all of that ruminating, thinking about what all you need to do and all the things that happen that will make you press the alarm button, the snooze, close your eyes and go back to sleep. Do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. Do a quick countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when you get to 1, you hop out the bed quickly. You make it happen quickly. You're preparing your brain to know that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and don't talk yourself out of it. Once your feet hit the ground, gravity will take effect. I will tell you, this morning, all of the hesitation I did was while I was lying right there in the bed. But then sometimes it's deeper than that. Sometimes we can get up, we go use the bathroom, we get stuff going, we're just moving slow. We don't really feel like doing what it is that we need to do. I have a playlist and I recommend for you a playlist. Now, let me talk to you about this playlist. I played mine this morning. Look here. It's hard to be, sluggish and unenthused, baby, when your jam come on. Listen here and see, it got to be your real jam. Now, y'all know I give you the real. Now, if your jam is gospel, then let that be your jam. But for most of us, we play gospel, but we also have our other jams that just get you crunk. Like you got to have a playlist of your 20 to 30 favorite songs, the ones that when you in the club, you got to get on the dance floor. The ones that when you hear it, it just gets you moving. Even if you're mad, when you hear that song, something in you, your legs just get to moving. You know, your shoulders just get to, even though you mad, you and your husband was arguing. Y'all was mad at each other. And baby, when 0 to 100 come on, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm still mad. But now my whole mood has shifted because I just heard a song. That song brings back memories. It gets a different set of adrenaline pumping for you. And so you got to create a playlist of bangers. This is not a playlist that somebody else can curate for you. This is not something that AI can do for you. You have to do this for yourself. And it's really easy. Like when you're on Spotify, if you just like your songs, if you put the heart beside the songs that you really love, and then you're creating a playlist. Name that playlist. Get it moving playlist. Make that playlist, title it something that you know. I need to play this. This is not the playlist where you put Adele on it. Adele ain't getting nobody moving. I love Adele, but Adele ain't who I need to listen to when it's time for me to get up and get crunk and get moving. So even this morning, I woke up, I was sluggish. It had stormed all night. I had gotten a good night's sleep, so I could not say that it was that I didn't get a good night's sleep, because I did get a good night's sleep. I actually slept through the whole night and got really good sleep, but I just didn't want to get up. I didn't want to do what I needed to do. I reached over and I knew what was happening because this has happened now 3, 4 days in a row. So I already knew what the outcome would be. When you don't do anything, you're going to get the same outcome that you've been getting. So I knew that I couldn't sit there and do nothing because I knew that it would be 9, 10 o'clock. I would be running up to the computer, not prepared and all that good stuff. So I reached over, I got my AirPod, put one in my ear, went to Spotify, pressed my playlist that is titled Get It Moving. This is my Get It Moving playlist. I was still in the bed, lying on my back, put my little earplug in, pressed the button. The first song came on, and it was So Good to Be Alive. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. You're laying there. Baby, when that second song hit, I sat on up because I was like, oh, that's the jam. That's the jam. All right now. When that third song hit, I was in a whole different space. I was like, oh, I got to get up. Let me get some clothes on. Let me go do my hair. Let me get myself together. I got this interview. I went and I made my coffee. I got my coffee. I'm telling you, you have to have a strategy to feel good. Y'all think that you just feel good by happenstance? No, you need strategies for feeling good. Music is an amazing way to shift your energy. Then you need a morning routine that helps you to feel good. I know that when I have my good coffee in the morning with my good creamer, and I can do it leisurely, I can have a good morning. And so the next thing, I stepped out on the front porch. I let a little bit of sunlight hit my face, natural air. Listen to me. Trust me when I tell you this. Now, you got to try these things. Don't just sit here and listen and then say it didn't work, because we all have those days where we just can't get moving. We're moving slow. We're not completing the tasks that we need to do. We keep procrastinating. We keep abandoning ideas that we've had. This is how you can get it moving. When you get up and you're not ready to go, get that playlist going. But see, the step before that is that you have to know that there are going to be more days, obviously, where you're not going to want to do it, where you're not going to want to get up, where you're not going to be excited, where you're not going to want to complete the task. So prepare for those days in advance. Today, let's take 30 minutes and make a playlist. Take 30 minutes, look through your playlist, mark the songs that you love, and create a playlist of all of the songs that you liked, and then give it a new title. I'm telling you, you got to prepare for the days that you don't feel like it. You cannot wait until the day you wake up, you're in the bed and you're saying, I don't want to get up, I'm tired. And most times we don't say it, we just don't move. We just lay there, even though we know that we're supposed to be doing XYZ. And especially for my folks who are not on a traditional schedule like me, where I'm at home all day, I work in my own business, and so I get to dictate my own day. You got to have some discipline. And who do you think is going to discipline you? The third thing that I do, so for a recap, I got my playlist. I got my playlist. That's number one. Number two, once I get up and get a little coffee, I go out on my front porch and let the sunlight, the natural air hit my face, whether it's sunny or not. I still step outside to let that natural light, not the house light, not these dimmed lights, not these lights from whatever the lighting is in your room, but the natural light. And then the third strategy that I gave you is a recap of Mel Robbins' 5 4 3 2 1 strategy. It absolutely works. My son has not been late at all this week because he's been implementing it. But then the next thing that I want you to think about is this. This is what my mind tells myself. If my principal asked me to do this, it would be done. See, sometimes we got to have that conversation with ourselves. If my principal told me that I needed to be ready to present a presentation at the staff meeting on Monday, I would make sure nothing would stand in the way of me getting that done. If my superintendent told me, Chanel, you need to present the data on your school at next Wednesday's admin meeting, it would be done. There would be no excuses. I wouldn't talk myself out of it. But it's only because it's for me that it's not being done. Because we will talk ourselves out of it when it's for ourselves, but when it's for somebody else, we won't. And so I have to remind myself while I was laying there in that bed this morning, not wanting to get up, knowing that I had a 9 o'clock podcast, in a 9:30, 9 o'clock podcast interview. When I was laying there in that bed, I said to myself as I was reaching over to get that AirPod to put in my ear, I said, if the superintendent told you to be at her office at 9 o'clock this morning, you would be up, dressed to the nines, killing it on your way out this door. No hesitation, no questions asked. You better get up and do the same thing for your business. That's the conversation I have to have with myself. What's the conversation you need to have with yourself? What's the conversation that you need to have with yourself? And don't be, come on, tell us in the comments. What's the conversation that you need to have with yourself? If you were going to a doctor's appointment, you would show up because you don't want that doctor to be waiting on you and you don't be there. But we won't show up for ourselves. And so the conversation has to be had in our head. So think about what do you need to have with yourself? We get up and we go to work when we get up and we go to work, even when we're feeling bad sometimes. You will have a stomach ache. Some folks go to work and they have diarrhea and just say, I'm just going to use the bathroom at work. But if it's for you, then you say to yourself, I'm not feeling good today. I'm just going to lay here. So we got to have this conversation with ourselves. Enrichment Strategy says, thriving Thursday. Dr. D, stop stepping on our toes. Girl, because we got to get this together. I know. I was there this morning. Honey, I was there this morning. I was like, and it wasn't just this morning. Let me be clear. It's been this way for the past couple of days. We talked about this last night in the mastermind about how to get yourself started when you just don't want to do it. And I'm telling you, feeling good is a strategy, and you have to have strategies to feel good. Also, the next thing I will tell you is to put a reward in play for yourself. So like today, I got a lot of stuff I got to do today. I had a 9 o'clock interview. I completed it. It was amazing. I have a 10:30 interview. It's going to be amazing. And then I have a noon interview. And then I have an email campaign that I need to complete. Once I do those 4 things, I'm finished. I'm done. But because I got up and I got going, what is the reward that I'm going to give myself? Well, I'm going to take me a little trip to Costco's. And y'all know Costco's is dangerous. Now, rewards don't always have to be about spending money. And now don't confuse this. It don't always have to be about spending money. But this is what I want you to know. You need to give yourself a reward. So I'm excited because the sooner I finish, the sooner I can make it to Costco's. Okay. and it's my son's birthday. I need to go order him a cake. And let's just be honest, girl, when you go into Costco's, you find all types of stuff that you can buy. I like going into Costco's and leisurely walking through the aisles, looking at the new stuff that they got. That's fun and exciting to me. So that's a reward for me, because typically I wouldn't be able to go in there, because you go in there to spend $50 and you come out having spent $400. So put a reward in place for yourself. That reward may be something as simple as watching a movie that you've been wanting to watch. It may be something as simple as just lying on the couch doing absolutely nothing. Whatever the thing is, give yourself a reward so that you have something to look forward to, as well as to push you to finish. Because my last podcast interview is at 12 o'clock. We should be finished by like 12:30, 12:45. Well, then I could get up and say, well, I need to go eat lunch. I need to eat lunch, so I'm gonna go eat lunch. And then once I get through eating lunch, then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna finish my email campaign. Well, then once I do that, it's later and later. Well, Costco's is more packed around 3, 4 o'clock in the evening. So instead of doing that, when I finish my podcast interview, I am then going straight into my email campaign. I will delay lunch, eat lunch when I finish. And we all know we got Chat GPT to help us with these email campaigns. So that ain't nothing but 20, 30 minutes. And then I can go downstairs, I can grab me something to eat, and then I can step into my reward. I'm already dressed and ready to go. So then I can head out the house to go to Costco's and enjoy myself for the rest of the evening. I won't have any guilt because I got up, I got going, I did the thing that I needed to do, and now I'm experiencing my reward. So definitely plan yourself a reward. And so I encourage you to try a few of these things, but I definitely think that you should create your playlist, because when I say that playlist got me up this morning, and it always gets me up. See, a lot of times we try to do, this educated thing, because, we have a lot of people who have multiple degrees. We have a lot of people who have been teaching for a long time. And so we try to do this educated thing where we're going to listen to an educational podcast, or I'm going to listen to this book on Audible. That don't really get you up and get you going. I'm just saying. But when you put that music in your ear, it's not getting you up to get and getting you going to listen to them gossip websites and to listen to, all of this other stuff. But music has a different vibe to it. It does something to your brain. But also, you got to have bangers on there. Like listen here, y'all. You can't have the playlist that ain't got no bangers on it. I mean, it ain't about what people think. Girl, what is the song that gets you on the dance floor at that club? Is it Cardi B? Is it Bodak Yellow? Get it on the playlist. Get it on the playlist. Is it Sexy Red? Girl, get it on the playlist. Get it on the playlist. Is it Glorilla? Get it on the playlist. If that's what's going to get you going. Is it Jay-Z? Is it Drake? Because, baby, I can tell you right now, you're going to find Missy Elliott. Girl, don't put no Missy Elliott on with me. Timberland. Y'all know I'm music from the 90s is what I'm rocking on my playlist. Give me some Missy Elliott, some Timberland. It's going to be drowned out with Drake. Drake going to be all over it. I'm going to have just a little bit of Nicki Minaj. Just a little bit. I'm going to have me a little Jay-Z in there. Yeah, we're going to get us a little Jay-Z. We're going to do an old throwback with a little Too Short up in there. Baby, we're going to get some Too Short on there. Y'all ain't going to play with me with Too Short, okay? Y'all know, yeah, say it to somebody else. Judge somebody else. Do you hear me? Don't you come on here trying to judge me. You see I'm up. You see I'm energetic. You see I'm moving. And when I woke up, this is not the condition I was in. When them bangers get to hitting, it can't be, these slow songs. That's right. She said she putting her some Frankie Beverly and Maze Before I Let You Go. When you hear it, like when she just said it, I pictured me on the skating rink floor. Before I Let You Go. I pictured me on the skating rink floor. Okay? So it gotta be bangers. This ain't the time to be conservative. This ain't the time to worry about, what people gonna think if they hear me listening to this. No, you gotta put on there the songs. Think about when the times when you went to the club, when you were young, when you were free, when you didn't have all these stresses and worries in your life. When you play those songs, it's going to bring back your brain is going to remember how you were at that time. And that's what's going to get you up and get you moving. When I tell you feeling good is a strategy, it's a strategy. And then what else do you need to do? Do you need to have a vitamin routine? Do you need supplements? Folks, we are getting older. And I know our parents didn't do any of this. Most of us, our parents didn't do any of this. They didn't take all these vitamins. They didn't try to supplement their diets. They were not doing protein shakes, but our parents were also not doing the things that we do now. Our days are, we fit so many things into our days. We do so many things. And so I don't want us to get caught up into thinking that because my mom and them didn't do this, I shouldn't do it either. Folks, sometimes as we get older, our bodies are working at a different level. We are aware now of hormonal imbalances that we have. And so do what you need to do. I tell you right here on my desk, I got my D3. I got my Black Girl gummies. You can see right here, I got my Black Girl gummies for my iron. I have my look at here. That's my lion's mane. That's my lion's mane. You put that in your coffee. And I have my B12. Oh, look at me going all over the camera. That's my other iron. So I have my B12, and I also get a B12 shot when my B12 is really low. And so those things impact you. They impact you. So let us not be afraid. I make sure that I drink plenty of water. When I woke up this morning, I wasn't feeling like getting up. Once I got them AirPods in my ear, my next thing was to get a cup of water to get my body going. But when I tell you gravity is the key to get those feet on the ground and get moving, even though you don't feel like it, but then to get into a better mood. This is the key, is getting into a better mood. And so when you get into a better mood, you'll be able to do the things that you need to do. So again, this is the month of me. It's May, and we are in having a radical love affair with ourselves. This is the time for you to really focus on you intentionally and design your life the way that you need to, so that you are the main character. You have to have main character energy. You cannot keep waking up. You will do it for everybody else, but you can't do it for yourself. You can get your kids out to school, but then you go get back in the bed because you don't feel like it, or you go sit on the couch and you don't get the task done that you need to get done. So again, every day I'm coming live and I'm sharing with you how I'm having a radical love affair with myself, how I'm treating myself, and showing myself self-love, because you should love yourself more than anybody else on the face of this planet. Not your mom, not your dad, not your spouse, not your kids. You got to love you more than anybody else. The only person who should love you more is God himself. Other than that, it has to be you. You are the main character of your movie. You're the main character. Stop not showing up for you. Stop letting other people take the stage. Stop letting other people dim your light. Show up for yourself. We're having a radical love affair with ourselves. And if you've missed any of it, go back and watch the previous days. We are now on day 9. Go check us out. All of the episodes are on YouTube. Check me out on YouTube. Subscribe and join. Subscribe and like on YouTube. Come on, y'all. Press that button. Like, give me some comments. We're going to get to 1,000 subscribers. Yep, we're going to get to 1,000 subscribers. YouTube is going to monetize me so I can do this for free for you all. YouTube is going to monetize me and I'm going to do it for free. And it's work. And a lot of us won't even start a YouTube channel because we know starting a YouTube channel, we're going to start out at 0. And then we think that if nobody's watching, what you're saying is not valuable. I know that what I'm saying is valuable because it changed my life. I'm a totally different person. I live a totally different life, and I live a life that I never would have dreamed of. And so I know that what I have is valuable, and I want other people who may be struggling the way I struggled to have a cheat code, to have somebody to help walk you through this. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Tomorrow or whenever you're down, give it a try, but prepare today, because we don't know what day we're going to be down. But I do know this: feeling good is a strategy, and you need to have your strategies already set and ready to go. You can't wait until you're not feeling good or don't want to do anything to then try to figure out how to get yourself out of this mess. Get your strategies together now, and when the time comes, all you got to do is put them in